Good evening, everybody. Once again, this is a UFC 136 post-fight recap with Stann and Thunderheart. And tonight, well, let me put it to you like this. If you are seeing me in a different environment, it's because I actually went to a different environment tonight, to a different sports bar in order to watch the UFC fights, because usually the sports bar that I usually go to, I guess didn't put on the fight tonight. Instead, they wanted to wait for the Jorge St. Pierre versus Carlos Condit fight instead, but even though it was a double title fight tonight. So anyways, I ended up missing a lot of the fights, and a good thing that I ended up actually catching the pay-per-view once instead. And not to mention, and other than that, and other than the fact that I nearly got into a fight with some idiots that tried to start shit with me, it's like, you know what, I'm a cool guy and everything, and I was looking for my car, and I guess, he was doing something, I don't know, actually, I think he was taking a piss or something like that in the parking lot. And he thought I was looking at him. I was like, no, I'm not looking at you, dude, okay? You just mind your own business. I'm looking for my car. And he gets all rowdy with me, and then that's when I told him, you know what, just get your ass back in the car, with your woman, and get the fuck out. Don't start shit with me, okay? I'm not the one. And he tries to start something with me, and I was getting ready to really, I got to a point where I was getting ready to rip him apart. I was ready to break his arms and shit like that, because I'm not the kind of guy you want to start shit with, okay? I'm a cool guy, and I'm a commentator, but I'm not just a commentator. I'm a lot more than you think I am, so... I know if I'm asking people, just be cool with me and I'll be cool with you. And so, of course, he thought it better of it. His woman took him in the car and got off. So, good thing for her, and good thing for him, mostly. Anyways... The night, of course, UFC night was great, so I'm going to read you the fights anyway, and I'm going to tell you those that I have seen. So, show's going on, so here we go. Cantwell versus Mike Massenzio, and the winner is Mike Massenzio, unanimous decision. Now, that was an alright fight. It wasn't the best that I've seen. And Simpson versus Eric Schafer, and the winner is Eric Simpson, unanimous decision. And Tiequan Zhang versus Darren Elkins, and the winner is Darren Elkins, unanimous decision. And Joey Beltran versus Stipe Miocic, and the winner is Stipe Miocic, unanimous decision. Now that was was a really good fight. It was basically a bunch of sloppy brawling. Stipe Miocic was so stiff. I mean, I'm like thinking, oh my god, is he actually an MMA fight? It was just so much stiffness in him. There was no flow, and then Joey Beltran was not doing any better. But Stipe got the win, so congratulations on that. And Anthony Pettis versus Jeremy Stevens, and the winner is Anthony Pettis, unanimous decision. So I heard that was a pretty good fight. I didn't get a chance to see it. So, in any event, moving forward. And Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu grade Demian Maia versus Jorge Santiago, and the winner is Demian Maia, unanimous decision. I heard that was a pretty alright fight. I heard it wasn't that good, so... Now, the ones I was able to see, that was pretty cool. As far as Melvin Guillard versus Lauzon, and the winner is Lauzon via a submission, a 40-second win, and also one submission victory of the night. So congratulations, Lauzon, on that victory. I mean, basically what it all boils down to, Melvin Guillard was so much on fire. I mean, he's had so many wins. And he was just going in there, definitely, with confidence, very sure of himself. And I thought that he was going to get it too, actually. Because he was on such a, on a roll, such on fire in a way I haven't seen in a long time. But Lauzon, of course, has, he's got his game too. He's got great submission games. Great knockout, not as strong as Melvin Guillard's knockout power, but just about as good as it. But anyways, it just turned out the fact that Lauzon just simply moved back and actually hit him with his left and rocked Melvin, and just straight went up and actually got him on the front transfer, and then rolled around and got him on his back, got him in a rear naked choke, and got it cinched in on the mount on the back where he was able to be on the top position where Melvin was on the ground. And then choked him out, and Melvin had no choice but to tap out. 40-second win. So congratulations, Lauzon, once again on an awesome victory. And this is a rematch, actually, of Leonard Garcia versus Phan 2. And this was this was the second rematch, because the last time they fought, it was Leonard Garcia that won against Phan. Now, supposedly this was supposed to be a controversial decision the last time this happened, supposedly. So Phan wanted to really get him, wanted to get Garcia this time, and boy did he did it. I mean, and he actually ended up winning Phan unanimous decision. And basically what all boils down to is that Garcia was had so much knockout power and so much power in his kicks and strikes. The problem with that is he was throwing so much of that in the first round, and the start of the first round, started the second and started the third, but each time when he kept on trying to throw a lot of haymakers and spin kicks and so forth, he got tired, and he was hitting very few, but it was Phan who basically hit him, not with so much power, but with at least half the amount of power, but with precision, and was able to conserve enough energy to really throw some strikes and land more of them. If anything, he was able to land more of those strikes, and able to even take him down at least once or twice during the whole fight. But the truth of the story is his boxing was really what got him going, and just accurate striking and precision. That's what got him the win. So congratulations on Phan on that. And this bout right here, was very interesting. And I'll say this: Chael Sonnen versus Stann, and the winner is Chael Sonnen Chael Sonnen's submission, not unanimous, submission victory. And let's put it this way: Stann really had no answer to Chael Sonnen's wrestling offensive takedowns, grounding and pounding, and various things like that. I mean, basically, Stann barely really had a chance. I mean, sure, he may have given him a good hits in the second round with his punches, but he had no defense against Sonnen's ground and pound, and even to a point where he had him in a side choke where he had his arm like this, and he held that arm at the same time, and then on top of that, really get the side control, but also choked him out with the side control choke with his arm that way, and squeezed him so much, and to almost took him nearly about a minute before Stann finally tapped out. So, as much as I don't like the guy Chael Sonnen, I'll definitely give him credit for the victory. So congratulations on that. And I was actually surprised that he did not get submission of the night, and Joe Lauzon did. I thought that his submission was really cool, actually. Chael Sonnen's against Stann. So I thought that he would actually get that submission tonight. I was actually surprised that Joe Lauzon did it. But in any event, he got this great submission. I think to me he should have gotten that, believe it or not, submission tonight. And of course after, oh my goodness, it was such a craziness. I mean, after the fight was over, Joe Rogan asked him, some questions, and the first thing he said was, "Anderson Silva, you suck." And then and everybody was all trying what is he talking about? And then he was even went ahead and went pro wrestling and said basically this: if you beat me, then I'm walking you out of UFC forever. I will not be in the UFC forever. I'm like, okay, Chael, all right. Wow. I mean, you are so confident. I mean, talking that shit to a man who nearly broke your arm off the first time you guys met. I mean, the fact that you were on steroids, juiced up, Anderson Silva had injured ribs, you were dominating it because of those factors. And yet, he was able to still sneak in a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu hold, got in the arm triangle, lock your arms up, your arm nearly got broken, and you tapped out very quickly. It was not even a knockout, it was a submission victory. You didn't even get the title, you didn't get the job done. And yet, he nearly ripped your arm out because he kept it on there seconds longer, and the referees had to pry him off of you. And you're going to talk like that? Man, I gotta tell you, you've got some confidence, man. Now, let's see if you can next time around, you actually can back all that up without, let's see, what was it? Oh yeah, without being juiced this time, and a healthier end and stuff, and let's see how well you do. And if you win, I'll definitely congratulate you for it. I'll definitely, will definitely say you're the man. But I seriously doubt you will win, and quite frankly, you might as well get find another career, either in politics or something like that. Maybe join movies, or maybe join people in Washington. I mean, they'll get away with just having a career like lying and things like that. I think that'll suit you best. So, if that's what you want to go out, that's fine. Hopefully, you back up your words this time, or next time you find Anderson Silva. Let's see what happens. So. Any event, I'm just going to move forward with this. And the next bout it's a co-main event, and that's for the UFC Featherweight Championship. Now, Jose Aldo, the Featherweight Champion, of course, went against Florian, the challenger, and a winner, and still the featherweight champion, Jose Aldo. I mean, wow. Let's just say, I mean, and it went the whole distance too, unanimous decision, and went the whole distance. And Kenny Florian, you know, really got aggressive throughout the most of the fight, and tried to do takedowns and so forth. But Jose Aldo just kept on striking him, even out wrestling him. And Kenny Florian even got his legs kicked so many times too that Kenny Florian didn't have any answer to really do any much real damage to Jose. If anything, he ended up looking great in that fight. It didn't look like he got there was no blood or anything like that. And on top of that too, Kenny Florian always seems to choke in big championship fights. I mean, you know, he's choked against BJ Penn for the lightweight. He's choked against Sean Shark for the lightweight and in the vacant lightweight. So I mean, basically, what it all boils down to, now he's choked again for the featherweight. So I don't know what Kenny Florian needs to do, but he needs to find a way to really up his game when it comes to big championship fights, really winning the big one. He hasn't been able to solve the riddle and the puzzle to win the big one. So, but congratulations to Jose Aldo on his victory. That is an excellent victory on his part. You know, he did what he had to do, and he did it well. So, congratulations, Jose Aldo, on still being the UFC featherweight champion. Now, the main event was another title fight of the UFC lightweight championship, with lightweight champion Frankie Edgar going against Gray Maynard #3 for the third time. Now, of course, the first time they met, Gray Maynard beat him by unanimous decision. Now, of course, Frankie Edgar was not the champion at that time. He was not. And then, of course, the second time when they had a rematch, Frankie Edgar was the champion, and this was like in January 1st of this year, 2011. And they fought, you know, to the distance, and they ended up having a draw, if anything else, for the second time they met with each other. So tonight, they met each other for the third time, and let's just say it's the way they started off with Gray Maynard just starting out throwing like huge uppercuts to Frankie Edgar, rocking him. Just basically like how it was the last time that they fought. He had a strong start in the first round, all dominant in the first round. But of course, after, you know, the beginning of the second round, that's when Frankie Edgar got his faculties in order, and basically the same thing happened like the last time, but only this time Frankie Edgar really got going and started throwing good combinations, and then not to mention Gray Maynard couldn't. I mean, he was looking for like a big shot. He just kept looking for it, but he was not trying to follow up with combinations, no leg kicks, no really much trying to take down, and that's really a surprise. Gray Maynard usually push the pace a little bit, but Frankie Edgar just, you know, didn't really push it that much, but he kept on, you know, his boxing skills were good. I mean, his takedown defenses were excellent, and so it lasted all the way up to the, so round 2 and 3, Frankie Edgar really got those rounds, and then on top of, and then later on, hey,
on this side, man.
Hey, oh man. People, they get hungry for the camera. What can you say, right? Any event, getting back to what I was getting at. As far as all that goes, Frankie Edgar really, like I said, really outdrilled him, things like that. But then in the fourth round, that's when Gray Maynard, first of all, his legs was already hurting because he kept on getting kicked in the legs and he wasn't throwing kicks back, whether it's inside leg kicks and outside. And Gray Maynard just gassed out. I mean, he gassed out slowly but surely. And then that's when Frankie Edgar tried to took him down, but then he snuck an uppercut during in the middle of when he was getting back, hit Gray Maynard, rocked him to a point when he actually threw like not just one hook punch, but 3 of them, like boom, boom, and then by the time he went to the face, he went and threw the hardest one, hit him right in the face. Gray Maynard went down. That's when he went and started running and pounding him, and Gray Maynard didn't, you know, couldn't defend himself properly, so the referee put the end to the fight. And so Frankie Edgar it was victorious via TKO and still UFC lightweight champion. So that was an excellent fight overall, and pretty good event. And like I said, Frankie Edgar now has proven that he belongs at the top of the UFC, and not just UFC, but also of course the lightweight division. So, and as far as Jose Aldo, I don't know who's going to beat him for the featherweight division now. I mean, Kenny Florian may have had the best chance, but I'm sure there's others that will have a better chance against Kenny Florian. But right now, I think Jose Aldo is on fire. Frankie, Edgar's on fire. Both of those champs are, you know, they're going to be unbeatable for a long time to come. So, any event, I got to get going. It's been a fun night. It's been an interesting night overall. And take care. And I'll talk to you guys later. And be safe. And many blessings to you all. Healing. It is all that is.